In the chilling chambers of the underworld, a name echoes with dread and terror: Beelzebub. This is not a name to be taken lightly, for it belongs to an entity of unfathomable power, an entity that resides in the darkest corners of the underworld. Beelzebub, a name that sends shivers down the spine of the bravest, a name synonymous with fear, despair and agony. Born of fire and brimstone, Beelzebub is a formidable force, a presence that commands respect and incites dread. His rank is high, his power immeasurable, his abilities terrifying to even the most hardened souls. The mere utterance of his name is enough to make the blood run cold, yet there is more to this fearsome entity than meets the eye. Beneath the surface of fear and dread lies a tale teeming with intrigue and suspense, a tale waiting to be told. Now prepare to delve into the disturbing chronicles of Beelzebub. The story of Beelzebub begins not in the fiery pits of hell, but in the celestial heavens above. This tale is one of pride, ambition, and a fall from grace. Once upon a time, Beelzebub was not the demon we know him as today, but held a lofty position among the heavenly hosts. He was an angel of high rank, revered and respected for his wisdom and strength. However, his celestial status changed dramatically when he challenged the divine order. Consumed by pride and a lust for power, Beelzebub dared to question the authority of the supreme deity. His audaciousness was not taken lightly and resulted in his expulsion from the heavenly realm. The once revered angel was cast down, expelled from the realm of light and love into the darkness and despair of the underworld. His fall from grace was just the beginning of a dark and twisted tale. Now, let's delve deeper into his transformation into the demonic figure we know him to be today. Banished from the heavens, Beelzebub found a new dwelling in the depths of the underworld. The transition from angel to demon was not an easy one. This was not a simple change of address, but a complete metamorphosis. Beelzebub was no longer the angel he once was. He was becoming something far more sinister. In the beginning, Beelzebub was just another fallen angel, lost and bewildered in the depths of hell. His wings, once pristine and white, slowly darkened, tainted by the inferno, turning as black as the night sky. His halo, once the symbol of his divine status, began to flicker and fade, replaced by an insidious crown of flames. His eyes, once filled with celestial light, were now glowing with an infernal fire. As Beelzebub began to embrace his new existence, he discovered a power within himself, a power he never knew he possessed. This power was not of the heavens, but of the underworld. It was raw, untamed, and terrifying. It was the power to command the legions of hell. Slowly Beelzebub began to rise through the ranks of the underworld. His cunning and ruthlessness were unmatched, and his power was unrivaled. The demons of hell, once his equals, now bowed before him in fear and respect. Beelzebub was no longer a fallen angel, he was a rising demon. His transformation complete, Beelzebub assumed his new role with a cold, calculated determination. He was no longer just a resident of the underworld. He was its ruler, the prince of demons. He held sway over the infernal legions, commanding them with an iron fist. His word was law, his power absolute. The underworld had become his kingdom, his playground, and he ruled it with a cruel and merciless hand. He revelled in his power, his influence, his dominion. He had fallen from grace, yes, but in the process he had risen to a new kind of glory, a glory that was as dark and twisted as he himself had become. In the abyss, Beelzebub wasn't merely a fallen angel, he was a rising demon. With his newfound dominion came horrifying abilities, each more chilling than the last. Beelzebub's powers transcended the mere physical, delving into the realm of the psychological, the emotional, and the spiritual. His dominion was not only over his demon subjects, but also over the hearts and minds of humans, sowing discord and manipulating them to his will. The first and perhaps the most terrifying of Beelzebub's abilities was his power to incite conflict. With a mere whisper, he could turn brother against brother, friend against friend. His words, though unheard by human ears, seeped into the minds of his victims, planting seeds of doubt and discord that would grow into towering trees of conflict. This was his favourite game, watching as the bonds of love and trust unravelled under his insidious influence. Beyond his talent for discord, Beelzebub possessed the power to manipulate the human mind. He preyed on the weak-willed, the desperate, the vulnerable, bending them to his will. Through dreams and visions he could control their actions, leading them down paths of destruction and despair. His influence was subtle yet potent, a slow poison that corroded the soul from within. But Beelzebub's powers weren't limited to the psychological. He also boasted an array of demonic abilities that could strike terror into the heart of the bravest warrior. He could summon storms, control the elements, and cause the earth to quake beneath his feet. With a glance he could set the world aflame, or plunge it into icy darkness. His strength was unmatched, his speed unfathomable, and his resilience unparalleled. Yet, as awe-inspiring as these abilities were, they were also a grim reminder of Beelzebub's celestial past. Once an angel of light, he had fallen into darkness, his powers twisted into grotesque parodies of their former glory. His powers not only instilled fear, but they also served as a grim reminder of his celestial past. In the hierarchy of hell, Beelzebub held a position of great influence and authority. This was no run-of-the-mill demon. No, Beelzebub was a prominent figure, a prince of darkness, if you will. In the netherworld, power is a currency, and Beelzebub had it in spades. His role was integral, overseeing the realms of hell, commanding legions of lesser demons, and ensuring the eternal machinery of damnation ran smoothly. His rule was unchallenged, his authority unquestioned. Yet Beelzebub wasn't just a manager of the underworld. His influence reached far beyond the fiery pits. In the mortal realm, he was known as the Lord of the Flies, a title that speaks volumes about his role. Beelzebub was the embodiment of decay, of corruption, of all that rots and festers. He was the insidious whisper in the ear, the slow rot in the heart, the creeping doubt in the mind. His relationship with other demons was complex. As one of the 7 princes of hell, he was part of a dark aristocracy. He was respected and perhaps even feared by his infernal peers, yet he was also a rival, a competitor in the eternal struggle for dominance in the underworld. His alliances were as shifting as the shadows, his enmities as deep as the abyss. Beelzebub was also known for his cunning and deceit. He was a master manipulator, playing the mortal and demonic realms like a grand piano. His influence on the mortal world was immense. From tempting humans into sin to instigating conflicts and wars, his dark hand could be seen in many a catastrophe. His influence was not just limited to the blatant acts of evil, but he also masterfully manipulated the subtle undercurrents of human affairs. He thrived in the grey areas of morality, sowing seeds of discord and confusion, always aiming to tip the balance in favour of chaos and despair. In the abyss he was no mere minion. Beelzebub was a prince of darkness, a symbol of decay, and a harbinger of despair. His role in hell was not just a position, but a testament to his power and influence. Beelzebub was truly a force to be reckoned with. Beelzebub's story is more than a tale of a fallen angel. It's a testament to his enduring influence. The narrative of Beelzebub is a tapestry woven with threads of despair and agony, a chilling saga of an angel's descent into the abyss of hell. His transformation from a celestial being into a formidable figure of dread is the stuff of nightmares. Morphing into an entity of unimaginable power, Beelzebub wields control over the realms of darkness, his dominion etched in the fiery pits of the underworld. This grotesque figure, once part of the heavenly chorus, has become a symbol of terror, a harbinger of doom. His powers are terrifying, extending beyond the mere control of the demonic hordes. Beelzebub's influence reaches into the deepest corners of our fears, manipulating our darkest thoughts and desires. But Beelzebub's story doesn't end within the confines of hell. His influence expands into the world of the living, creeping into religious texts and popular culture. He's been a character in countless tales, often depicted as a master manipulator, a schemer second only to the devil himself. He's been the subject of horror films, the antagonist in novels, the terrifying figure in campfire stories that sends shivers down our spines. In religious texts, Beelzebub is often portrayed as a figure of supreme evil, a powerful adversary of all that is good and pure. His story has been used to exemplify the dangers of straying from the path of righteousness, serving as a stark reminder of the consequences of succumbing to temptation. His presence in popular culture and the horror genre is equally pervasive. From Hollywood blockbusters to indie horror flicks, Beelzebub has served as a terrifying antagonist, his name alone enough to induce fear. His legacy, therefore, is more than just a testament to his terrifying powers and his role in hell. It's a reflection of his enduring influence on our collective psyche, a symbol of our deepest fears and darkest nightmares. His legacy, etched in fear and dread, continues to haunt minds, reminding us of the chilling power of the Prince of